Well, good morning, good people. Good morning, good people. Good morning, good people. It is Friday. Yes, it's Friday. We're all ready for Jackson Hole. Everybody's waiting, anticipating. Everybody's waiting and anticipating, waiting to see what Jackson Hole, what is Powell gonna say today? What's Jay Powell gonna say? What's Jay Powell gonna do? Well, when he says, all he's gonna do is say, and then when he says, that's when there is the do after he does the saying. And I think after he speaks, President Trump is supposed to speak. So, of course, that will cause its own set of issues even after that. So, listen, it's going to be interesting today. Fridays generally are bananas anyway. And then we add in stuff like this. It just makes it even more. Okay. So just know that, yeah. Powell speaks at 10. Trump speaks at 12. So this day stands to be interesting. If nothing else, it stands to be interesting. I think what's said at Jackson Hole is not necessarily for today, but it is for what's the look going forward. It's like a futuristic kind of look, but it's still, people still take it now and run with that information, basically, is what happened. So come on in here. Good morning. We'll let the platforms tell all the people. We'll let the platforms tell all the people what's up. Yeah. All the people what's up. That way they can get everybody to come on in. Okay. Let's move forward with the call. I hope to not be on here long. I hope to not be, as they say, before you long. I got one more thing I need to do here. Make sure that the YouTube video is doing what it needs to be doing before I press on. Come on. Okay, that's doing what it needs to be doing. All the pieces are doing what they need to be doing. That's what we're after this morning, that everybody's doing what they need to be doing. Okay. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Okay. Let's move on and show what's on the screens. There we go. There we are. Good morning, Miss Marsha. How we doing this morning? Well, the VIX right now is at 1658. I'm sure this will amp up just a bit as the morning or as the market opens. I think this is going to pick up a bit. Hey, Mohammed Musa, good morning. I believe this will pick up a bit, but 1658, we're at a place where it's definitely probably the volatility will pick up. Be careful out here in these stock market streets today. A lot of whipsaw, a lot of volatility, people watching, people waiting. Sometimes when you've got these news-driven things, the technicals kind of toss out the window. The technicals just fly out the window, and you trade short scalps and pops, or you just wait, especially as a seller. As a seller, we wait and let stuff settle down, and then we ride a wave. We basically ride the wave. Okay, that's where the VIX is this morning. The stage is set for Powell's final Jackson Hole speech. I guess they keep saying this because he's retiring or he's changing over to the next person. That's their final because somebody else taking over. Both Wall Street and the White House are watching the Fed chair's comments for signs of interest rate cuts. U.S. stock rising countdown to Powell. Meta, Google sign a $10 billion cloud services mega deal. Woo woo. Is this good for Meta and Google? Just good for Meta? Just good for Google? Who's this good for? Is it good for both? But they signed a big deal. Now, you know what? Sometimes though, don't they have like those antitrust things when two big companies get together and basically like lock up a corner of a market? This to me sounds like this is that. This, but this sounds like it could be that when you got two powerhouses who get together and lock up a corner of something. You're like, well, wait, what about the little man? NVIDIA tells partners to halt the work on H2O chip for China, and the stock falls. Meta's hiring freeze is a Meta problem, not an AI problem. NVIDIA in talks with U.S. over a new chip for China. UBS lifts S&P 500 annual target to 6,600. Traders need a green light from Powell to keep stocks rallying. Nike eyes China growth with outdoor sports revamp in the center. Okay, there's that. Let's move to our next screen. That was the Yahoo screen. Breaking stocks making the biggest moves. Premarket, NVIDIA, Intuit, Workday, Ross Stores, and more. This is CNBC. The futures are all green. Dow futures, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures. Oil is green and 10-year bonds is red. Over in Europe, everything's green except for the DAX. European stocks reverse course to trade higher as investors digest the EU-US trade deal. And then we've got ASX, Nifty 50. Those are both red. And the Nikkei, Hang Seng, and Shanghai are all green. Asia Pacific markets mostly rise as investors look ahead to U.S. Fed Chair Powell's speech. Everybody waiting for Powell. He like E.F. Hutton. All of the crypto is red this morning. Bitcoin is at 111,000. Ethereum 42.15. Solana 177.60. Dogecoin, XRP. NVIDIA in talks with U.S. to sell a more advanced chip to China. Talk with the U.S. to sell the chip to China. Okay, I'm not going to say that because I think people who watch that closely could probably have a really good answer. I'm personally wondering, why is NVIDIA talking to U.S. about selling a more advanced chip to China? I kind of have an answer, but I think I have an answer. FBI raised the home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. Why are we raiding his home? To go see if he hiding stuff? Federal Chair Powell set to deliver Big Jackson Hole speech Friday. Here's what Wall Street expects. You know, Jay Powell has gotten, to me, he looking older and older. It's like this job is weighing on. He probably ready for a retirement. Like, let me go out and go on to just chill at the vineyard. Just chill out at the vineyard. He ready for a chill day or a few chill days. He probably ready for a few chill days. Yes. Like, please, just let me go on and chill out. I'll just chill out over here, ride my golf cart, and go on where I'm going on to. Yep. Okay, let's look. Oh, I didn't go to the calendar. I'll jump to the screens. Okay, Friday. Ooh, FOMC member Collins will speak at 9. Jackson Hole actually opened last night with their, happy hour. Not call it happy hour. It's called something else. Anyway, I never did come with the words. It's called something else. It never did come out. Anyway, 9 o'clock this morning, Collins is going to speak. 10 o'clock, Powell is going to speak. 11:30, Hammock will speak. 12 o'clock, President Trump will speak. Volatility on top of volatility. Wonder why his folder isn't red. Y'all got any question? Any wonder why this ain't red? Powell speaking is red. President Trump ought to be red because it's going to move the market. You already know this. Day 2 all day is a Jackson Hole Symposium. It's red. And tomorrow the Jackson Hole Symposium continues. So those who trade futures, I think futures continues. Oh no, futures stops on Friday night, right? And then it takes a break and then it picks up again on Sunday night, right? Marsha said, I thought it was only me thinking he is looking older. No, he's looking like he aging. He is aging. Yeah, he looking like he is aging. All right, right before our eyes. Okay, so that was Forex Factory's calendar. If we look at investing.com, same thing, 10 o'clock. Now, see on here, they both got 3 stars, which is where this should be. The President Trump and Powell both got 3 stars because they're both going to imbue the same amount of volatility. Okay. The oil rig count comes at 1 o'clock. All that speculative net positions is all happening this afternoon as well. 8 o'clock, Jackson Hole. This all continues. Jackson Hole continues all day today and all day tomorrow. So keep that in the forefront of your mind. Okay. Let's see what earnings we had going. Thursday was yesterday. Walmart's earnings, I don't think did all that great yesterday. I saw that being mentioned in another group I'm in. Thursday, Zoom, Workday, Intuit, and Ross was yesterday evening. You have to see how those planned out. I didn't go look. Those things are not things I really trade per se. I should watch Zoom for as much as I pay them. I should be finding out what they do. And on this morning, BJ's reported their earnings. I didn't see how their earnings reported, but that's this morning for them. Okay, let's go check Adam before I go to the chart. Before I go check a chart, let me go check Adam. Good morning, Janae. Hey, girlfriend. Okay, yesterday at 1:25 p.m. These glasses don't work the same as my other glasses. It feels like my eyes are working hard. I posted to watch for the failed breakdown of 63.55, morning low in SPX, my core setup. Now, Adam loves a failed breakdown. He loves a failed breakdown. He is an ES trader. He trades the ES futures, and he primarily or only trades failed breakdowns. Basically, the price falls and goes like a breakdown and recovers, and he rides it back up. So that's what he does. That's his core setup. We reclaimed it. Targets given were 63, 63, 63, 74. Both of them hit. Overnight, we got exact same setup again. The plan today, 63.87, 63.90 resistance, then 63.96, 64.14 is next. Supports remain 63.74, 63.63 is first. Okay, those are your supports. Boom, boom. Put these things on your chart. The gap between SPX and ES is still about 20 points. It might be 18 or 19, but it's around 20. XSP range is 635 to 642. So if you're trading XSP, then that's where your range is there. All right. Put these numbers on your chart. 63.87 to 90 is resistance. Above there, you've got 63.96, 64.14. Your supports on your chart, 63.74, 63.63. All right. Those are the supports. If you're watching Adam's tweets or Adam's X's, you need to subtract 20 points from his numbers in order to convert them to SPX. All right, convert them over to SPX. Let's go back to the chart. This is where SPX is right now, 63.86. That's where it is right now, 63.86. In a bullish reversal. I'm gonna have to change my glasses before we go live with my community because my eyes are not focusing on this chart. Like my eyes are working harder than these glasses. This is not the move. Maybe my eyes are tired. I have been very tired this week. I made a post the other day about how I tapped into my emotional, mental, and physical reserves. Like I took my system down too far. You know how you kind of get where you're riding in your car and you don't look at all those lines and don't say a thing. You know how you riding in your car and you have your gas in your car and you know how far you can go before you really need to go get gas. So sometimes you go a little further than you should. Like I really need to get gas, but you got a little room. Like I need to go get gas. Then you finally go, and then but sometimes you take it too far. You're like, I really need to go get gas. That's the way I ran my personal body system this week. I ran it down to where I went to the light came on, the dings came on, everything. My brain started saying, "You are doing too much." My watch, your watch, your Apple Watch says I have, and it's like one of those apps. I didn't sign up for the app, but it still comes on. It's a health watch or something. It's one of the apps on my phone. It'll come on and say, basically, you're overworking the system. You should relax. My app kicked in and was like, sis, you need to chill out. I had tapped into all of the things. I had gone into all the areas, all the sectors of my being were being tapped. I had tapped into the spiritual, I had tapped into the mental, I had tapped into the emotional, I tapped into the physical, and I was running on E and still running. And my body was like, you are doing the most. And I know when I've done the most because I don't have grace for the things I normally have grace for, and the people I normally have grace for, I don't have it. And that's how I know I've gone too far. I don't have grace. And it's usually what happens is the people who are closest to you are the ones who get bit. They're the ones who get bit. So my husband is he can read me like a book. He'll call and be like, he'll get one snippet and he's like, okay, so and he don't even say what's for dinner. He starts with where we going for dinner, because he knows if eating dinner at home, if I'm fixing it, he's gonna be hungry. He's gonna be a hungry man. Where we going for dinner? Okay, so this is SPX. This is what it did yesterday. This was SPX yesterday. And oh, come on. Come on, come on. There we go. But then you know what I had to do? And he had to have a little hard talk with me, because he usually does. He goes, okay, every free minute does not have to be filled up. And here you are again, filling up all the free minutes. And you need to pull off some stuff because you just got too many things going on again. And he knows I'm bad about that. So he was like, I said, I got it. He's like, nope, you don't. So what are we taking off? So while we were eating dinner, so at least he picked the right time. He waited till while he was feeding me to say, okay, so what's coming off the list? What's coming off the list? Because you're doing too much. Mm-hmm. Danya says, I don't get gas till my light in the car comes on. But me, myself, and I'm going to bed. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Yeah, it's bad. So anyway, this is yesterday. We basically consolidated all day yesterday, even though it was an up, down. Started off like it wanted to go somewhere. This is a nice little set of tweezers. Looked like it wanted to go up. This is a nice reversal. A nice reversal here. Just a nice bullish reversal. Engulfing candle, went back up, went up here. When you see these candles with no wicks, it's like, wow, the seller stepped right back in, like, where you going? Not up in here, player. And it ran right back through that big candle, right back down to where it came from. Another set of tweezers, basically, and moved it back. But then this is really not a whole lot between 63.93 and 63.57. We're talking about 40 points. Talking about only about 40 points. It felt like a lot because when you're in it, it feels like it's a whole lot. But from 63.57 to 63.93 is about 40 points. It's less than 40 points. It's really not a whole lot yesterday, but I know it felt like a lot because you're in it. And then these big monster candles make you think you're going somewhere. It didn't even get back to 6,400. It looks like it wants to go, though. You're like, it's going somewhere. And then it goes and nowhere. Nowhere. Didn't go anywhere. Okay. So today, at this point, I think we're at, well, I said was at 63.86 today. 63.86 right now is where it is. Listen, I want to say again that Mr. P is the one who can step in and save all of us, because he's on the outside looking in and watching me run like a rabbit, and it's like, okay, school has started and you still doing stuff like you got free time and you carrying a full load at school. So you need all this extra and you still running E2T. Those are two things that are full-time jobs. That's enough. Anything else gotta go. He right. So I didn't fight. I didn't fight with him. I told him he was right and said, And then I sent the messages where I need to send them to the places that need to be sent to say, I'm no longer available. I'm not available. I'm not available. My time is spent. Okay. This was yesterday. So now let's see what we're looking at in the pre-market today. He was like, oh yeah, you need to cut some things off because E2T University finna start. It's another level of effort. You're gonna give them your best. Oh yeah, you got to recalibrate. It's like, yep, you're right. You are right. All right, so SPY is what this is on the chart right now. SPY closed yesterday at 635.57. It is currently at 637.22, so it's up about $2, a little bit less than $2. It is up in the pre-market. SPY is up from where it closed yesterday in the pre-market. All right, Triple Q closed yesterday at 563.27. It is currently at 564.44, so it's up a little bit over $1 from where it closed yesterday. Triple Q also at this point is at a gap up. We're about 30 minutes from market opening, so 30 or 35 minutes. About 35 minutes. These glasses have got to go. They are not helping me right now. They are, but they're not. And IWM closed at 220, right around 226. It is currently at 227 and some change, so a little over $1 up from where it closed yesterday. So we've got some bullish. Yo, yeah, y'all in the number. This is my life. This is what I do. Listen, E2T is what we do. Y'all, really, to be honest, E2T supersedes UNF. They just, UNF is something I'm doing in the meantime. I feel like for me, it's secondary. The only thing that makes UNF be kind of primary is the fact that it's got hard times associated with it. If it didn't have hard times associated with it, it really would be really secondary. But because of the times that are associated, like I have to be at a certain place at a certain time with them, but in my mind, it's secondary. It's secondary. Yeah. And especially now that I got I've done 1 week and laid some foundation and groundwork with just my week 1, got figured out how do I get from my office to the classroom and where's the best place for me to park? What's the parking situation looking like, which is bananas, by the way, at school. The first week, everybody want to drive. People realizing now that driving ain't the best move. So they're starting to park and walk, which is good. So now that I've getting situated where I want to park, how I want to go, where, when, and how I get myself all situated. When I get me a rhythm, which I think I'm good off that, took me this week. But listen, I'll be flowing. We'll be flowing now. And this rhythm will pick itself right on up. And then it will be, should I take me that first week? One thing I did this week, I told y'all this, was I had to take a week to just kind of step back a bit to get a rhythm. Usually I would try to trade through that rhythm, trade through the transition, and that has bitten me in the past. I used a little more wisdom this week. It was hard though, but I used a little more wisdom this week. But now I think I know I can work up the plan. Yeah, because my classroom is nowhere near my office this time, but I can park nearer to my classroom. I'm going to get more exercise walking though, because I got to walk a lot further than I used to have to walk. But this is all good. And it's going to be phenomenal. I got it together. Okay, so this is all the pieces. Let me see. Where were we? We covered the pre-market stuff. E2T University, as I said, is open. I have extended the early bird pricing. I didn't want to remove that. I extended the early bird pricing for the rest of the week. I realized something, just because there's so many things going on. I kind of thought about it. I talked about E2T University for a long time. We talked about it. What I didn't talk about before I opened it up, I didn't talk about the price. I talked about what was going to happen in E2T University, but I didn't talk about the price. So then when I did talk about the price, I basically sprung it out there and was like, now you got 2 or 3 days to pay. And that I felt like that wasn't fair to the people who wanted to be a part of E2T University. I didn't think it was fair. Then after I thought about it some more, I was like, you done told us all about E2T University, got us all excited about it, and then you spring this price on us and tell us we got 2 days, and that really wasn't fair. I felt like that wasn't fair. So I extended the price, the early bird pricing. I extended it. I'm going to extend it. I'm going to leave it on for a little longer. Not only the pricing, I'm going to also leave the payment plan on, because we're actually starting E2T University on September 22nd. So I'm going to leave the early bird pricing on for a little bit. Your specialty is SPX. SPX is our thing. So I'm going to leave the early bird pricing on for another week or so, give people time to decide they want that and decide if they want to get it. And if they want to get it, I'm going to leave the payment plan on. I'm going to do that. You can do it in 2 payments. I'm leaving that on. So I'm going to send it all in an email so people will know. So folks have a little bit of time to get their coins together. I think I told people in the emails to get their coins together, but I never told you how many coins you needed to get together. So I'm going to give time and grace and space for that, because I believe I've had people to register. Several people registered. It's not like ain't nobody coming. So here she giving us time because ain't nobody registering. That is not the case. Believe me when I tell you that's not the case. But I do want to be fair for those people who do want to get registered, because I believe there are people who really want to take advantage of E2T University. I know they should, because it's going to be good. So I want to give more time for that. I want to give time and space for that. So I've extended it, a 12-week program, educational. We're going to be doing all the things that will take you from beginners to options trading, get you some strategies, get the charting foundation, get you where you can trade with us, and on to being able to trade every day with us if you so choose, or trading passively, because some people, everybody don't want to trade 0 DTEs. Some people want to do passive things like cash secure puts and covered calls, and I totally get that, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. Some people want to trade credit spreads, but they want to trade them on the weeklies. I'm going to teach you how to do that. All right. I'm not going to just take everybody through just so we can do SPX. We're going to do cash secure puts and covered calls and credit spreads on the weeklies. And we're going to do 0 DTEs, right? I know more than just SPX, so 0 DTEs, and I'm going to teach you the stuff I know. All righty. We're going to teach you what we know. We're going to learn it all, and you're going to get to choose what it is you want to do. All righty. That's how we're going to do it. Okay. So I'm leaving that open. If that's what you want to be a part of, you got some more time. You got time on your hands. As Janae said, I'm going to smash the hits. I will smash a hit or 2. Okay. So you got time for that, time on that. And I'll make sure that I send email messages to that effect. All righty. Let's do our declaration. I think we've covered what we needed to cover this morning. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. Okay, so we're going to do this today. We're going to watch. We're going to watch as well as pray today. We're going to do more watching, though, because I think that's wise. Watching is a strategy. You don't have to jump into the middle of the fire. We just watch. We can see all that they're going to talk about, all that they're going to do, and then after it's all over, then we deploy our capital. You don't have to be in the middle of the fire worried about your money, especially if you made good money this week and you've done well this week in your trades. Just watch, enjoy, just watch and see what happens. Like, okay, let's see. Now, after the fact, some people have FOMO and be like, I could have made. Okay, don't do that to yourself. Just be glad, because you also could have lost. So don't do that to yourself, okay? Enjoy. All righty. So we're going to do 3 things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. I want you to watch Jackson Hole. I want you to watch the things that are going on. And when you got a clear path and a clear setup, then you can deploy your capital. And if you don't, enjoy the afternoon. Go into the sunshine. Go get some sunshine. Go have a brunch or a lunch or something with your friends. Go out and enjoy the afternoon. because I know for me, I've made some decisions on some Fridays with some trades and ended up at the end of the day, and my whole weekend gets ruined because I made some crazy decisions on a Friday in my trading. All right. So if you have made your good money, don't do that to yourself. All right. I'll see y'all in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.